Hey y'all. So today we're gonna review Love is Blind. Not all of it though, just season 4, episode 1 through 3. Okay, that's what I've watched thus far. Okay, so I haven't. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I haven't seen the ending, so I'm not cheating. I'm just gonna kind of give, and this is not a recap. I do want to let you know that if you haven't seen it, I don't know if this is the best video for you if you want to go see it, because it's not going to give you a recap. It's just my thoughts on what's happened. Okay, so episodes 1 through 3, we're kind of in the pods, and at this point, at the end of episode 3, this is when we're kind of getting to those proposals and moving forward with the relationships. So first, I have Tiffany and Brett. Very sweet connection, y'all. I think they are the Cameron and Lauren of this season. This connection seems very mature, and I like both of them individually. When she left that pod after he proposed and said, "Thank you, Jesus," I was cackling because that was so cute, and that was such a genuine moment because I have felt that before. Okay. She honestly reminds me of maybe me, to be honest. Oh, that sounds kind of conceited. But I don't mean it like that. I just say that very sweet, knows how to be open and emotional, but also knows how to be fun and carefree at times. So that's what I'm saying. I like them, and I think that they have the maturity required to make it through something like this. If I had to bet on a couple based off their level of maturity, ability to be vulnerable and honest with each other, their emotional intelligence, okay, I would bet on them because that is a good recipe for a long-lasting love, in my opinion. Okay. Next, let's go to Jacquelina. I think they call her Jackie for short, and Marshall, but I put mine as JP, and I think his actual name is Josh, I think. This connection is also sweet, but something right. something right, and I'm not sure if it's with one person, if it's with both, or I don't know. So far, I think they're my second favorite connection. All of the girls are beautiful, but Jacquelina just has a different beauty to me. She just looks, I don't know, something about her is just really beautiful. Okay, but anyway, she reminds me of one of my childhood friends a little bit. She seems really down to earth, and I think Marshall made a good choice. There are a little bit of red flags with her. I don't really understand liking Marshall and then liking JP, because JP seems immature to me. So I'm trying to figure out why these two, you get what I'm saying? Like, they're not really similar to me. So I'm trying to understand what's going on, okay? But how did y'all feel about the scene with JP and Marshall where I was like, uh-oh. But they didn't fight or anything, but I don't know, I like that passion for Marshall. Like, this is my woman, this is my situation, I like that, but at the same time, I wouldn't say it's a red flag, but I'm like, you need to have your, what's it called? Dang it, you need to have your sirens or your antennas. You need to have your antennas wired after something like that, because you need to figure out if, when men have these outbursts where they're asserting dominance over some other man over you. Some people think it's cute and they think it's loving and, oh, he just loves me hard, and then sometimes something ain't right. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes something ain't right. Just keep your eyes open, especially when dating, okay? But I think this connection is sweet. I think Jacquelina maybe lacks emotional intelligence, and because of that, I don't know if this will last. Like, when she was trying to decide over JP and Marshall and she was boo-hooing, like, I understand being emotional, but I was like, she don't really seem like she knows how to process her emotions. She just kind of, I don't want to say shuts down, but she just kind of retreats and cries about it. But it's like, are you really processing what's going on here? Does that make sense? All right, next I have Micah plus Paul minus Kwame. Kwame, I'm not sure. I feel like I've heard it both ways, okay? I think that is a beautiful name, by the way. I worked with somebody with that name, and I said it, and I said, oh, I think that's such a nice name. And I was like, dang it, he's gonna think I'm trying to flirt with him. That is such a nice name. And at the time, that was my first time hearing that. I just think that's such a nice name. But anyway, Micah really liked Paul. I guess kind of from the jump, they had somewhat of a connection. But I think that she was being smart and keeping her options open, which is something every woman should do. Please multi-date and take your time. I feel like Micah liked Kwame, but not in a deep way. I think she was going through the motions. I think Micah's attitude going into this process was, I'm leaving here with something. I am leaving here with something. And I'm not sure if she wants to solidify like a spot on the season and be seen and have that camera time, or if she's just really looking for love in that way. I can't really tell with Micah right now. But both these connections seem more so friendly, flirty, and not deep or based off actual emotion. Does that make sense? They seem more so like good conversation, not deep connection. Also, Micah as a person, I've only seen like episodes 1 through 3, and something about her and Irina, I'm just like, it was something about them that I couldn't place until they were laughing at one of the girls after her date, and I can't remember which girl it was. They were laughing at one of the girls after her date, and to go through this heart-wrenching experience, it's very mental and very emotional to go through it yourself, I would assume. And then to laugh at the next girl who's really taking it serious is crazy. So one, that did confirm that she's not really in this for a deep connection like she says she is. I think they're both here for superficial reasons. And that's just where I stand on that, okay? But it seems to me that both Micah and Irina want to be picked. Like, I don't know if it's for their ego. I don't know if it's for camera time. They both want to be picked. And they don't care whose heart they hurt on the way, okay? Their egos can't take not being picked. Like, it had to be someone. Do I think she actually likes Paul? Yes. Do I think this is a relationship that's going to stand the test of time and be solid and emotional? No, I don't think that. I just wish that maybe she was going into this with the same amount of rawness and maturity as everyone else, and I don't think that's the case. All right, so next, I didn't recap that she did end up dumping Kwame. I don't think she was into neither one of them that deeply, so I just felt like at first I was kind of like, is this one of those things where, anyway, okay, so next we have Zach plus Irina minus Bliss, okay? So Zach has financial trauma. And he said that he grew up in poverty for most of his childhood, and his mother was a stripper. So he's coming from a background of, sounds like, just kind of him and his mom. And he has been homeless before. I don't know if you've seen any documentary about homeless people, but imagine living in a space where anybody from everywhere has access to you, access to judge, access to take things. So I completely understand him having trust issues. On top of that, it sounds like his upbringing was a big issue in his past relationship. I think there's a lesson in this situation with Zach plus Irina minus Bliss, sometimes your trauma can speak for you, okay? It makes decisions for you. And I feel a bit that Zach's trauma led him to choose Irina because I don't know if it's because she's younger, if she's just more kind of easygoing in that way, but I think that he assumed since she was younger, she would be a safer pick because there's then less judgment. But I didn't understand, like, I'm with Bliss, I'm like, I'm trying to understand, like, what you see over here that you don't see over there, you know? And I think his trauma spoke for him. Like, he just went back to the norm, which is probably exactly what he experienced with the last girlfriend, is what's going on with Irina, or what he sees in Irina. Does that make sense? Don't let your trauma speak for you, okay? Have those uncomfortable discussions with yourself and figure out why you're making the decision that you're making, okay? I feel with Irina, he feels safe, and with Bliss, he feels more love. So I don't know why he didn't end up picking Bliss, okay? I wanted to talk about the whole cupcake situation real quick. At first, I was like, if it was me, I would have let her have the candle, because, I mean, it's not going to make if a candle makes a difference in your decision between me and another woman, I don't want you. But I don't think she did that because she genuinely wanted to celebrate him. I think Irina did that because she didn't want to be one-upped. Again, she said she's leaving here with something, and she wanted to solidify that spot. I don't know if it's on the show or her ego couldn't take not being picked. She didn't care about his birthday, and she didn't forget his birthday. She wasn't studying like that. Again, I think both her and Micah have a lot of ego and need to do some soul searching. I feel like they are the last two people that need to do this experiment, because they're both coming from a superficial point of view, in my opinion, okay? Also, this is a little bit off topic, but I feel like they're mean girls. And if they are not currently mean girls, they were mean girls, okay? I don't know if y'all noticed, but mean girls have a similar look to me. Like, I can see it. And I'm not sure if it's my discernment or if it's a physical trait. But something about mean girls, like if you look between the eyebrows, there's just so much tension, almost like a scowl or something. Like, the forehead is just really tense in the forehead, right up in here, between those eyebrows especially. Mean girls always have that tension, and I don't know if it's from putting on a face for everybody for so long or what, but I feel like I can place a mean girl by looking at her sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, where was I at? Anyway, to sum this up, I do think Zach made the wrong decision. He's going to regret it. And I feel like, what was it? At the beginning of episode 1, season 4, somebody said that they regret the decision they made, and I think it's gonna be Zach, okay? I definitely think he made the wrong decision. He let his trauma speak for him. He made the safe choice and not the emotional, mature choice. And we'll see where we get from there. If Irina's a mean girl, like I think she is, her true colors are going to be shown. Like, it's only a matter of time. There's a lack of maturity that both her and Micah have, in my opinion, and I just don't think that either of their connections are going to last because they have these superficial values, in my opinion. Y'all, when he was proposing to her and he was singing that song, she wanted to laugh so bad. She wanted to laugh so bad. And even almost covered her ears, y'all. Did y'all see that? But for real, I think he's gonna get played with extra D's. Played with extra D's on the end, like a dang fiddle, okay? And then last, we have Kwame plus Chelsea minus Micah, which Micah kind of minus herself, so I don't even know if that counts, but whatever. Kwame, he's sweet. I haven't seen much of, what he said about his background was, I think that he grew up feeling like he had to impress people. I don't know if they didn't show it, but I did notice that he didn't go after any black women. And I talked about this loosely in my colorism video, but I think maybe he's placing value on skin tone and that's probably what he's dated in the past. But he seems like he places a lot of value on superficial things to a degree. I do think he really, really genuinely wants love, and he's willing to be emotional. But I think there's some stuff that he needs to work out also, okay? Just to put it plainly, because I don't want to go too far into that. Not today. Not today. Not today. But I feel like he's in a situation where he really, really wants love. And as soon as he gets a glimpse of it, he's like, oh, I'm all in. And I feel like both him and Chelsea are these romantic types. By romantic type, I mean that movie love, like that fairy tale love. I think both of them really want that. And I feel like maybe it can work based off that common theme that they have going on. But I feel like Chelsea can be a little intense sometimes. And I think Kwame, again, I said this earlier, I think that he again was one of those people that are like, I'm leaving here with something. I think he almost refused to go home alone. And I think he's making this decision off of maybe not wanting to be by himself. Because I'm trying to figure out how you propose to Micah one minute and then you're on Chelsea the next. Do you just really all of a sudden, did it flip just switch where you just loved her really deeply all of a sudden? Or you just refuse to be alone? You get what I'm saying? And you really need to do some soul searching and figure out these patterns, because it sounds like him giving us the background information, it sounds like it's probably a pattern, okay? But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Now, I'm not saying that being a hopeless romantic type is bad, but you have to be careful if you're that type, because these people tend to fall very quickly. And their heart leads before their head sometimes, and that's not always a good thing, okay? Now, Kwame ended up proposing to Chelsea. I think that they both really want to be in love. You know, that's what I said. And that can be a good thing if they're both willing and have the maturity to work things out and to really figure out who each of them is. Oh, honey, I don't know how to say that. And they're willing to figure out who each of them, figure out themselves as a person. I think it could work. But I don't know. I think maybe they should date, not get married, okay? I think they both want that fairy tale ending, and this could go really badly or really great. I don't really think there's an in-between here. So I just have my eye on them. But that's my notes for episodes 1 through 3. I think it's interesting, y'all. I have not watched Love Is Blind since season 2, and I stopped midway during season 2. I just thought it was boring. Season 1 was really good. Like I really enjoyed it. And we'll see about this season. So I think Tiffany and Brett, in summary, I think Tiffany and Brett are going to go the distance. Jacqueline and Marshall, the aggression with Marshall kind of threw out some alarms, but I do think he's a good guy. We'll see. Jacquelina, I think she's emotionally immature, or she lacks emotional intelligence. I don't think she knows how to work out her own feelings, and I don't think she really knows what she wants. Like as a person, I don't think she knows what she wants. All right, then we have Micah plus Paul. I think this is like a cool relationship, but it seems more like a high school relationship where they're, you know, you just like someone. There's not really any thick emotional bond. You get what I'm saying? So like, cool, maybe, I don't know. I don't really see them getting married for sure, but we'll see. Zach and Irina, absolute no, it's not gonna happen. He made a, he messed up. He messed up, he chose wrong. I do think him and Bliss would have went the distance, but him and Irina, no, absolutely not. Irina's full of Kwame and Chelsea, maybe honey, maybe. They both really want to be in love. I've said that multiple times. So if they're both willing to work it out and make it work, I think it can. We'll see. So that's Love Is Blind episodes 1 through 3. Thank you for listening if you made it this far, and I will see you in the next one. I'm not sure how many episodes are in this season, but I'll see y'all the next one. We'll see what happens, because you know, after they get engaged, honey, they have to go outside world and things can really hit the fan. So we finna see, and give me a couple more days to watch it, and I'll come back maybe next week with episodes 4 through 6. It depends on how many details are in each episode. I'm really hoping that I don't have to do each episode individually, but we'll see. All right, appreciate y'all for watching, and y'all have a good day. Bye.